Ricky Carmichael was in New York. It was a near disaster. But the defending champion dusted himself off and continued his march to another undefeated season. With a slew of crashes and DNFs in the first half of the season, James Stewart has had a 250 rookie season he would rather forget. And with his injury suffered at Unadilla keeping him out of the last 3 rounds, he returns with the hope of salvaging something from the 2005 season. The Ricky Carmichael Show continues. Round 10 is next. If this were a football game, we'd be starting the 4th quarter. The final quarter of our AMA Motocross Series starts today. As always, this OLN telecast presented by Parts Unlimited. We're at the Scott USA Broome Tioga National. You see the fans turned out. You see some umbrellas in the air. And welcome to 250cc class racing, round 10 of 12. I'm Robbie Floyd with David Bailey. Miss Erin Bates, we'll hear from her in just a moment. But David, let's talk about this clear, sunny skies now, but it didn't look like that a few hours ago.
It was pretty dry yesterday, too, and I was thinking, boy, they're going to need to put some water down on the track. Well, Mother Nature showed up and watered it too much.
Holy moly.
Take a look at how muddy the first turn was.
That is
Ryan
the
Hughes
worst.
does a U-turn, goes the other way just to stay out of the water. And amazingly, they have done you can't even tell it rained this morning. They've done a really good job with the racetrack. A couple of spots would probably be a little bit one line due to the soft conditions, but all in all, it's a lot better than yesterday.
And what a return for James Stewart. The 259 is back. Look at Bubba. Hey, I mean, Mike's clean now, but how long will it stay that way? He took a soil sample. The last time we saw him at Unadilla, he was battling with Ricky Carmichael.
Yeah, Ricky putting the pressure on him, force him to go wide, squares him off. James is like, okay, I got you. So he's going to do the same thing down at the bottom. Of course, we've seen this footage quite a few times. James going to cut back under him. Ricky closes that line, so he jumps to the outside, trying to miss him. Obviously did.
And you and I both saw that thing just as it happened. And David, you can't blame for Bubba for racing. That was a racing move. Unfortunately, he got the bad end of that deal. Ricky got the bad end of it as well.
Yeah, Ricky didn't do anything wrong. And if I were Ricky, I would be upset too. But,
yeah,
you know, I think he's got to realize by now that James didn't do that on purpose. He's just trying to beat him.
And he's back. Good to have him back, James Stewart. Let's talk to Erin Bates and see what she had.
Well, it's been since halfway through the season that we've seen James Stewart race, and just when we thought he was going to come back, ended up having another crash. But James, you're finally back here this weekend. We're so excited to see you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. You know, it's been a long time, you know, since Unadilla, since I've been back, and had a couple weeks at home, you know, just kind of relaxing and just starting to get back into the rut, and then had a little accident another week, but I'm good to be back. I'm 100% and ready to race.
Hey, your debut of the 250 outdoor hasn't gone quite as planned for the 250 class. A couple of things have taken place, and so some fans and friends, that sort of thing, have kind of, you know, given you a little bit of criticism. Is any of that affecting you at all?
No, you know, I still come to the races, and, you know, I still have a lot of people in my autograph line, and, you know, it's just usually people on the internet just talking, not really my fans and stuff. They still love me, and I love them, and I was just kind of showing my appreciation, you know, just to be back and having fun out here, so I'm glad to be back.
Saturday in practice, this guy had the biggest whips I have seen in so long. I mean, he ought to be at an FMX event.
Well, you know what? I happened to be looking right at that. And our team manager, the WGR, he and I were looking at it, and we both were, we jumped back. We were like, whoa! Thought he was going to crash. I talked to James later. He said he got his leg hooked on the radiator shroud, and it scared him a little bit. If it scared James a little bit, you know how big that whip was.
But look at how good the course is. I mean, the wood chips, I mean, really help things out. I mean, look at that. No problem. That kind of reminds me of Loretta Lynn's, how they start off the whole, you know, Loretta
Did you see how it kept moving? So those berms don't last very long. Really difficult to pick lines here. It's slippery everywhere that you don't have wood chips for a berm.
Do you notice a discrepancy in the practice time?
Like always.
4 seconds, but hey, check this out. The 105, Ryan Hughes, he's back. The last time we saw him was in the 125 class, but it looks like he's on a 250.
I'm doing a deal in the next 2 years with Suzuki for the works races, the off-road. So kind of made sense that, you know, they stepped up and sent me a bike back here, sent me one at home, and, you know, I'm very, very excited about being with that team. And with Suzuki's, they've been more than I could ask for at this point in my career.
It's good to have Rhino back. Probably a bike he should be riding to begin to start the season, the 250cc class, a little bit better. He's a little on the meaty side.
He's got the strength to handle it. But look at Carmichael, 444 points. How fitting is that?
How is it?
And he has a chance of wrapping up the championship. He needs to win first and foremost, but he needs some bad luck from Kevin Windham or to drop back a few places. You see RC, he's determined. He wants to get it done right now. He doesn't want to wait until our final 2 stops. Let's take a look at this track.
Well, the layout is great. What they've done with the grounds, as far as a spectator to see the track, is great. Soil, I don't know. If you ask 10 people what they think of it, I think all 10 of them are going to say they don't really like it. A lot of wood chips, maybe too many. But in my opinion, the rain actually helped mix all that back up. So the conditions today are much better than they were yesterday, and I don't think we're going to see too many excuses out of these guys. The start is the trickiest part. It's plowed very deep, and the guy that can get through all that stuff and into the first corner is going to have good vision for the rest of the moto. I think vision in the first moto is going to be the biggest obstacle.
As we take a look at the Honda starting grid, pick out your favorite. Yeah, you get that spray. If there is a lot of that moisture in there, you get that slosh coming out to the right, especially a freshly groomed track.
The other difficult part, Bobby, is that underneath those wood chips, you see some of the ruts coming down the big downhill, is a really hard, slick surface.
First moto, the 250cc class, a little bit of a jump right there, and they're drawing back.
Carmichael just gone. As soon as he took off out of the gate, he went way to his right. He didn't line up in the center of the gate. He was able to get on some more packed dirt and look at the advantage.
I was watching Chris Gosler in there, the 34 machine. He actually tried timing it and had to pull his bike back at a horrible start. But there's Carmichael, just what everybody else didn't want to have happen. Oh, planting a foot there. That's a good way to break it.
Mistake for Dowd. He had a good start. So Stewart is sitting in the number 3 position. So the big players here, 1, 2, and 3 right now. A great start for Buckaloo. He's going to get a good look at these guys for, I don't know, maybe half a lap.
Buckaloo, the number 73 in the picture. He put his foot down on that downhill, boy. That's a good way to tweak the ankle there. Still sits in the top 5. You're seeing this is first lap of the 250cc class. Still some water standing on the bottom side of the jumps. Yellow flags waving, some guys going down in that early section of the course. But rhythm, a factor here. I mean, you've got to have everything dialed. And this is one of those, I don't know, is it a blow-through kind of course with all the wood chips? I mean, you got to keep a lot of momentum.
Yeah, see the berm gets pushed all the way to the outside. And if you try to cut out that berm early, it's just like riding on ice. Real slippery. It's only about an hour from Unadilla, so it's a very similar type of surface. And you see the roost Kevin shot up there, and that's why you'll see these riders crossing over their lines and try to keep them getting hit by that.
Or even sticking into it. I mean, with the berm moving like that and so cushy, I mean, you stick into it, it brings you to a stop. We saw Kevin actually wheelie coming out of the turn, you know, run to a near stop.
See how deep those ruts get. Everywhere those wood chips get pushed off to the side, it's very slippery. So you go from traction that you can't really depend on because it moves so much. See how deep those berms are. If you hit it hard enough, you do kind of stick in it and you move it about a foot. This is the big jump where James put on a big show for the fans yesterday. He was extremely fast off that next section where he's landed in the mud there. He was holding it wide open through those ruts and making up a lot of time.
Well, he's trying now.
Pull him. He's got to make it up somewhere, but where he's trying to make it up is taking big chances, Robbie.
And mind you, on some of those uphills and downhills, it looks smooth here on your TV set. It is not. It looks like somebody, you know, did a comb and drug it across the face. A comb that's about a foot deep. I mean, these are deep ruts on some of these uphills and downhills. And you see their front end trying to, you know, hunt, trying to find a spot in the track.
This is where a rider like Kevin does really well because he's got such good throttle control. If you just get into a corner and nail it, sometimes the back end gets away from you, so you've got to deliver the power really smooth. And so far, Ricky seems to be doing it the best. These guys still have him in their sights, but that gap, I don't see it shrinking. You know, it's probably the big pros, another 10 bike lengths the next lap. Then the race is really going to be for second place between James and Kevin Windham. And Kevin, if he just picks up a pair of seconds today, if things go the way they've been going lately, he'll force Ricky to wrap this title up at the next round in Pennsylvania. But James could be the spoiler here. If he gets around him, he can help Ricky wrap this title up early.
Ricky's still in the sights. You see James triple that section right there, trying to gain up time on Kevin Windham. James not backing down. It's good to have him back. His first race back since that crash at Unadilla. It's our second time in the state of New York. I got some thoughts on that I want to ask you after a little while. We sure do repeat a couple of states during the 2005 season, yet my home state of Texas doesn't have a race. I want to talk to you about that later. But look at James Stewart starting to close in, taking an aggressive inside line. And you hear him wide open, too. He's doing everything he can, and now taking the outside line. Look at this.
He's searching. You know, and while Kevin's third, look at the roof. He's just to the side of him. If he got hit with that, it just about knocks you off your motorcycle. And let me just add that reach up for a tear-off right there when he's in the air for a nanosecond. That's pretty risky. But he, like I said, the vision is so important. You've got to be able to see. So sometimes to reach up and clear your vision is, you know, it's risky to not have the vision. It's risky to reach up and let go of the handlebars. But seeing is the most important thing. James is so confident in his ability that he doesn't mind letting go for a second.
Look at all those runs going up the face of those jumps. This section's definitely sloppier than the other side of the course. I mean, when you see smooth ground, you got to be going, I can rest a little bit. Right there, you don't see the runs, but definitely where they just left, you do. Ricky Carmichael starting to pull away, though, and you see those berms. There's not one continuous line, but also not one continuous line in the leg of Goose. Tibia is a no-show, broken the right lower portion of the leg, so he has the replacement mechanic this week. Ricky Carmichael.
Alan Terlecki is filling in. A lot of pressure on him to keep this string of overall victories alive. But he's got a lot of people looking over his shoulder. I see there's always about 5 people hovering over Ricky's bike when you go to look at it in the pits. And, you know, I didn't really get the details from Gosler about it. He just gave me that look like, nah. At least it wasn't Ricky.
Yeah, it happened. There's Berner, and there's Robbie Rayner. Good to see him inside the top 10. He currently sits in 6th. 250cc Moto #1, where the Scott USA Broome Tioga Nationals. Welcome to Binghamton, New York. And there is Ricky Carmichael, #4 on the factory. Makita Suzuki fans waving him on. You see the minefielder, that section of ruts just ahead of him. And look at this battle going. Justin Buckley, #73, and Michael Byrne.
Byrne really having to work hard on that 250. Nice.
Oh, perfect. That was beautiful. Oh, was he telegraphing that?
I mean, you know what? I was watching that going, I wonder what he's going to do. Oh, okay. Good idea.
Nice. There's a lesson in passing, kids.
Yeah, I really didn't see that coming. I thought he was going to follow him around and try to get him on the downhill, but I think he caught Buckley by surprise as well. And Rayner, talked to him yesterday after his qualifier. He was riding a little tight. He said, man, I think the handful to hang on to. And well, if he could get over getting tight out there and having his arms pump up a little bit, you'd see a lot more out of him. But he's still up there pretty well. He's another guy like we talked about Rhino earlier. Speaking of the devil, there he is, working his way around Dowd. But those 2 guys, in my opinion, belong in the big class. They ride the big bikes more, right?
Me too. They're big boys. Now, although Raynard had success as a young kid in the 125 class, I mean, he won right off the bat pretty much. But Rhino, I mean, he's been doing it too long to go back to the 125 class, and Robbie for that matter as well. But it's good to see him in the class we think they should be in. There's John Dowd, currently sits in 13th place on that Moose Racing Suzuki. This guy battling for a top 5 spot in the overall championship. Currently sits in 7th right now. There's Reed and Preston just ahead of him. He has a chance of catching Chad Reed. He's not in it for the rest of the series.
Yeah, he should be able to displace Reed before the end of the series. And Preston, I don't know.
He's only 9 points behind.
Well. You know, it depends on who's having a good day, who gets the nod, whether it be Dowd or Preston. Sand, it's Dowd, but there's no more sand tracks from here to Glen Helen.
Farewell tour for John Dowd. Seems like he picks up a new sponsor every week, but Moose Racing helping him out, as always, each and every round.
Once again, looking at Rayner coming into that corner right there, just it looks like he's not even trying. It's just his style. It just makes it all look so easy. It's amazing to see a guy going as fast as he does and thinking, I don't know. It's a little bit like Everts in Europe. You know, he has that style. Ryan Hughes actually told me several times about Everts. He goes, you know, you watch him in practice and thinking, I guess he's not going to put in a fast lap in qualifying, and then you look at the lap time and he's 3 seconds up on everybody. Very deceiving.
Ooh, Justin Buckley gets passed again. What's happening with Buckley? We've seen him get some good starts this year, but again, another pass. Travis Preston this time moves into 6th on the factory Honda. Buckley drops back.
I think it's safe to say Buckley was not really down with that section. That's twice. And in a slightly different spot that he's been passed there. This is a really tricky section. In my opinion, this whole entrance to the corner, around the corner, and approach to the downhills where you can make up or lose a lot of time on this track. Buckley obviously losing a lot of time.
Whoa! Almost going over the bars. They're swapping like crazy. And you have John Dowd trying to knock on the door of Ryan Hughes, but Rhino, you know, That 250 is a little bit different to handle those downhill.
Well, typically, if you're a rider behind, seeing all that, you're thinking, oh, I got him now. But not with Hughes.
Yeah.
He's too strong. He'll roll right off of that and just get mad and go faster.
Nice little flying W, though, for Rhino. He's going to be racing some off-road next year, not riding the motocross circuit. He's trying to get a little head start on that 450.
Yeah, just looking for ways to further his career and stay enthusiastic about riding his motorcycle, because he's been around this track about a million times, and I'm pretty sure he's over it. But that work series is something new for him. You know, talking to him, he sounds pretty excited.
Not excited about that, though. The bike stalls.
Look at his goggles. Yeah, well.
Done deal there.
You don't want to get him mad. I thought that was weird. His goggles were all messed up.
And why is he reaching down towards the gas pad cog? Let's take a look at what happened. Great camera work, by the way, guys.
Front end washes out. That really slipped. Oh, he hit his head on a hay bale and probably popped the goggles. And it's hard to say if that was ailing him before he went down and he couldn't see, which is why he fell. That was kind of a goofy little tip over there. But regardless, he had an awesome shot at the top 5, and it's gone now.
Ricky Carmichael leads this one. Kevin Windham way behind. We'll see if something can happen. Stick with us. Minute flashback to place. Broome, Tioga. Yep, that's where we're at. But the year 1999. Greg Albertine, Kevin Windham, Ezra Lusk, Larry Ward, some big names. And this is the last time we saw a different winner other than Ricky Carmichael. Why was that, David?
Well, that'd be because he wasn't in this class. Probably. He was riding 125. Look at John Dowd battling with Kevin Windham early in the first moto.
Going by on the outside. It's good to look back and see these old names. I see 7. I was thinking that was Albertine, but Larry Ward, what's he doing now?
Punting and enjoying life. Windham with a beautiful move to the inside, takes over the lead for the first moto. Dowd back there lurking. A lot of fans up here for John that year. Every year for that matter. But it was Kevin Windham that took the win in Moto 1.
And Windham on the factory Honda number 14 still holds that number, takes the checkered flag, and he likes his course. He's won here before. Now, presently, he's in second place behind this guy, number 4, Ricky Carmichael. Welcome back to Broome, Tioga, present day, the Scott USA Nationals. There's Al Terlecki, plus 31. That's always a great sign when your rider's plus 31. I don't care if it's 20th place. If you're plus 31, that's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, it's frustrating for the fans. It's frustrating for us just to see another runaway like that. You know, I think Kevin's better. We've seen in the flashback that he's won here before. He's comfortable in these technical conditions. I would have thought, especially as fast as he was at the last round of Millville, as close as he stayed to Carmichael, and Brent Myron goes, come on, get up there. I don't think he's riding that well this moto. At least he's beating James Stewart. There's a lot to be said for that, but Ricky's just got these guys so handled that it's becoming kind of boring.
Battle for 5th place now. Robbie Rayner and Travis Preston, 2 Honda riders looking at Privateer and Factory, respectively, going at it. Rayner, number 17.
See Raynard look over his shoulder going, yeah, I know. Go ahead. My arms are so pumped up, dude. I can't even hang on.
Huge, Jerry, huge.
Yeah. Look at him shaking them out. I can tell when James,
I'm not even saying adios.
He started doubling through the rhythm section, which everyone's tripling. I could tell right then and there that Robbie's pumped up. And it's just survive in the position he's in with that kind of condition. You know, it says a lot for his riding ability, but Ricky's he's pumped up in a whole other way.
He's looking. Well, I mean, he's like, where are they at? You're not going to see them, Ricky. White flag out. Pay attention to that. One more time around this Broome Tioga course. Broome Tioga comes from 2 different counties, local counties, Broome County, Tioga County, both of them in New York. Carmichael's pretty dominant today
everywhere.
So far. Yeah, I'm trying to pick a place he's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of ruts leading up to that big double, and you see he just takes his time all the way through the rut, make sure he's balanced, and then just seat bounces it. This section right here is what I was just talking about. Triple, single into the corner. And, you know, Robbie's certainly capable of doing that. He did it in his qualifier. When he had to start doubling, I knew he was in trouble. Ricky's, you know, all systems go. His mechanic hobbling around on crutches, so that's a little bit of a hiccup in their program, but Suzuki's got enough personnel to take care of Ricky's bike. Another perfect day for him so far. Great to see James back.
Nothing wrong with 3rd, David Bailey.
Yeah, it's good to see him go, well, you know what, it's the best I can do. I haven't been out here in a while. These guys got a little bit extra on me, and And, you know, I can sit here and talk till I'm blue about whether it's a 250 or 450 track, but the bottom line is he's been patient. He's taken a solid third and second moto. He might make some changes and get a little bit more used to everything and try to displace Kevin for the overall. He might battle Ricky, but from the looks of the pace and the lap times, I don't see that James is really going to be able to beat him. He can battle with him, but you know, this is painful for James. He's been invincible pretty much since he was a little kid, and to have to take a distant third like this probably doesn't feel good, but at the same time, it's got to feel good to be back and have the fans cheering for him, and they are all the way around this racetrack. They really appreciate his presence.
Look at this, Nick Way, number 27, Ernesto Fonseca. Fonseca really climbing up. He went down in that first turn and now has closed in on Nick Way, and he's going for third in the championship. He sits behind David Villeman for the overall championship for the AMA Motocross season, and now Ernesto with a good line. Looks like he may have taken over position, but look at the rider who's behind. That was a battle for 7th place, David Bailey.
Yeah, Carmichael's been
20
cruising.
seconds. You know,
if he didn't cruise this lap, he might have lapped those guys. I don't think he really cares about lapping them right now. He's just in the moment, you know. He's just picking up another win, pulling himself that much closer to another championship.
In these 15 laps, he has made up about 2 minutes and 10 seconds on that 7th place battle. He's almost like, that is amazing. Stay with us. The fans, well, they got to see a great show if they're Ricky Carmichael fans, because he decimated the field. Let's go down. Miss Erin Bates with RC himself. 25 in a row.
What is it exactly about this track that makes you excel so much?
You know, I don't know, because it's really slick and it's a tough track. And I've just always gotten really good starts here, and it always seems like the part of the year that I'm trying to win a title. So it's good for me. You know, I'm having a good time, and you know, I just like this place. I think it's an important time of the year.
Looking for the championship, you see our Suzuki results. I say 25 in a row, looking for 25 overalls in a row, and he's well on his way of doing that. But you see 2 KX250s inside the top 5, Dave. Good race by the Cowie crew. Sean Hamlin back there as well. Let's go down to 2nd place. K-Dub.
Well, he was able to take a win here back in '99. Kevin, a lot has changed since then. Give us a little insight on the composition of this track.
Well, it's a tough track. They've hauled in a lot of dirt on top of it, and it's not what it used to be back in the day. But you know, we got some rain, and the track held up pretty good. It's really nice to have Bubba back out there. You know, he kept me honest, and we had a good little ride. Just got to keep plugging away at Ricky.
All that facial hair, the wood chips, look like he should be a lumberjack. Look at that. And look at the whips of James Stewart. It's good to have him back. Nobody has the style and flash of Bubba. He finishes 3rd in Moto 1.
Hey, you've had a lot of time off. You've been sitting at home. You've been able to watch what's going on. What goes through your head when you're sitting there watching everything, and how good is it to be back?
It feels good to be back. You know, I definitely don't like missing races. And, no matter if I'm in dead last, you know, I definitely want to race. I'm here to born to race, and we'll try my best. I got to come back to 2nd moto. I feel good, and see what happens.
Bubba definitely was born to race. Nobody does more to protect your right to ride than the American Motorcyclists Association. Every racer on the track is an AMA member. How about you? Call 1-800-AMA-JOIN or visit AMADirectLink.com. The AMA, rights, riding, racing. Now time for Between the Motos, with the emergence of the 450s means a little bit louder bikes. The AMA, well, they've been working on it a lot.
I was worried we were starting to get into a condition where we were going to start to have the government coming down on us and saying, hey, you guys are making too much noise. So I said, we have to get in front of it. We have to start doing something. We're down probably 6 decibels from last year. That was part of me studying the situation and seeing what we should do and what we should look at.
The level is 102 for pro racing, and that's 102 decibels. And the rate is achieved by a digital tachometer, a sound meter, wind meter, and myself. Amateur racing currently is 99. In Europe, it's 98. We're the highest currently at 102.
The AMA's decided finally to enforce it at each event, and that's a good thing. You know, they should do that. It's better for everybody, and it's hopefully if kids see that these guys ride and enjoy it at 102, then other kids and manufacturers like myself will make the product like that now.
I think that'll going to trickle down through the AMA, through all the local sanctioning and all the AMA sanctioned races throughout the country. I think it's going to trickle down because we're starting to get a lot of activity because the AMA has done this. Tracks are all talking about they have to do this. So otherwise they'll lose their track.
A stock two-stroke motorcycle is roughly about 93 to 94 decibels. A four-stroke is about 99. It's just stock. A fully modified two-stroke, you'll get about 98, 99, whereas the four-strokes are still about 102.
Last year, the average was, compiling all the numbers, that there was a consensus between us and all the other pipe manufacturers that everybody was around 105 to 106 dB as an average, which is, you know, pretty loud, and they weren't enforcing it. So we're down quite a bit now with 102, and I don't think it's affected the racing at all, and I think it's been more pleasurable to stand around the side of the track.
Anything on the exhaust from the front to the back, we're doing all kinds of different stuff, including twin pipes. Under acceleration, it seemed to be quite a bit quieter, like 5 decibels quieter under acceleration. Even at like a 9,000 RPM range, it was still within the limits at 9,000.
We're looking at, in the future, even a tighter control, a little bit lower noise, so that we can get that noise at 25 rows up to be a little bit more reasonable, so that the moms and the kids don't have to sit there with their fingers in the ears.
How about that noise? Good to see the AMA is proactive in the sound issue. We'll see if Ricky Carmichael can make it 2 for 2 when we return. About to get underway in the 250cc class here at Broome, Tioga. It's the Scott USA Nationals. Let's first go down to Aaron Bates.
Well, Ricky Carmichael would hope to clinch the title this weekend, making for his 6th AMA 250 Outdoor National title. Kevin Windham, for the last 8 races in a row, has got a 2nd place finish overall. If he wants to wrap this up this weekend, Kevin is going to have to get a 5th place in this moto. Not looking very optimistic. It could happen next weekend, but it still is possible that he could get this title here this weekend.
And there's a good chance of that happening as we take a look at the Honda starting grid. What Aaron was talking about, though, not 8 overalls, but 8 motos. He's finished 2nd in a row. Pretty good, but not good enough if you're going to beat Ricky Carmichael.
Well, you know, if everything goes smooth, I don't see any reason why Kevin could be 2nd or 3rd in this moto. You got to remember James is here. You never know, but it would take something really nasty to happen to Kevin. You know, I mean, something can always happen to the bike in the first turn. Gets through there clean, he's fine.
Moto number 2. Look at this fresh start. I mean, just throughout. This is
Look at Stewart.
crazy.
Look at Stewart.
With a whole shot on the cans, 250 on the inside. Will somebody get a good drive on the outside?
I don't believe what I just saw. How deep that start was plowed, and James on a 2-stroke pulls the whole shot ahead of all those 450s. That's just desire, sheer want to. He needed that whole shot, and he willed himself into that. He doesn't have the bike for it, but he had the desire.
I don't know. Now I'm kind of lost, because all the times we talk about he needs to be on a 450 to compete, he just proved it right there in a perfect straight-up drag race.
Well, it doesn't work everywhere, Robbie, but you know, for one straight, if you nail that reaction time and deliver the power perfectly, it's a little bit easier, a little bit more tame, you know, riding that 250 than it is to try to deliver that power from a dead standstill on a 450. You know, you get either a lot of wheel spin or a wheelie, and James, he did it perfect. Right? He's got pressure.
Yeah, Ricky Carmichael just behind the number 4. We'll see how long he stays that way. You see both riders popping up a little bit. What does Carmichael do? Does he wait and watch Bubba and see the lines, or is Bubba just faster right now than Ricky?
I don't know that he's faster than Ricky. Ricky's still right there. I think Ricky just probably going, hey, this is pretty fun, you know, ride behind James and take a different line, keep from getting roosted. He's probably a little leery of riding close to him, though, after what happened last time. So I think, you know, he'll just watch him for a bit, see what's going on, and if he's not riding really fast and holding his own, Ricky will find a way around. He doesn't hesitate. He'll try to make that move.
Yeah, Ricky pops out of that rut, sets himself up very inside there, but taking multiple lines, just hit a little leery. Yeah, you can be leery, but in Carmichael's mind, now what do? Do you just say, well, that was a fluke. Bubba learned his lesson. He's not going to do that again. But still, you have to think, I'm going to pass him. He's going to probably charge pretty hard.
Yeah, I think Ricky, you could probably see himself a little bit in James. And, whoa! Unbelievable. Just hucks that triple right in front of him. There's only a few people who have done that this weekend, and that's Ricky, Kevin, and James. Actually, Alessi did it on his 125, from what I heard. I didn't see it, but that is a technical section without much of a run, and James, the crowd was already on their feet. Now they're on their tiptoes after that one. Beautiful.
And Carmichael has to see it going on just in front of him, too. I mean, you know, he's going to run it in there. James has to go wide to clear that section. He's going to say, well, I'll take the line. Now it's you who has to back off. But James really not backing down. He's out in front. The 259 Kawasaki. two Fox Racing competitors on different teams, 1 and 2. Look at that gap on 3rd place now.
This is what James lives for. You know, you see that smile on his face always in the podium. He's like, man, I was born to race. I don't care, first or last. He just loves it. He loves it.
Ooh.
A little casing by Ricky right there. That doesn't bother him.
Facing that last whoop. It is Kevin Wyndham back there in 3rd, but a long ways back. Look at him just exiting that section. I believe.
Yeah, it tells you how fast the lead guys are going. Now, Ricky, I don't think Ricky's scared with his pace. He's still right there. James is riding as hard as he can go. So, you know, I don't think Ricky's really worried right now. He just doesn't want to get roosted probably very much longer. Those rocks hurt, especially through there. I was following Hannah through that section back in 1983, and a rock hit me with a finger. I couldn't feel my hand the rest of the moto.
There goes Ricky, pulls up side by side, catches a little air there, loses ground. He's set up on the inside now. Bubba slingshots back. James Stewart goes back to the inside. Ricky takes over the lead. I incorrectly said it was Wyndham in 3rd. It's actually Fonseca, but look at this. Now he's not backing down at high side. Unfortunate. And Ricky says, what the heck just happened? He hits the dirt again. James was aggressive right there, David Bailey, but I don't know if that was the best place to try and make a pass. And it looks like he's hurt again.
It's hard to tell what it looks like maybe it's his shoulder. But he's right in the track, too.
Yeah, having a hard time.
What a lousy season for this kid. I hate to see, you know, I love to see his desire to try to race, you know?
No, he could have got a frog there. We don't want to cast on what it may be. He's definitely holding that right shoulder, but
it was a good move to come down the outside and try to take another look. Well, here's the first pass. All Ricky has to do is get close enough to James coming out of a corner up a hill like this and just use his power to get by. And that was smart right there. Had the inside into the next corner. This crossed over lines. Ricky saw that the lap before, and James has a good idea here, kind of like we saw Byrne do in the first moto, but Ricky's too good for that. And then James coming down the downhill on the outside, come in a lot faster and use some wood chips kind of as a cushion.
Boy, it was soft, though.
Comes down really fast, but the problem is Ricky goes down fast enough to keep that inside line, so James got to get on the brakes really hard. Look at that front end is tough. As soon as you get out of the wood chips, you hit that base underneath. It's rocky and wet and slippery.
And nowhere for that front tire. Nowhere for that front tire to go either, David. He found out the hard way.
It's okay. That's good to see.
That's a good thing to say. Stick with us. Hopefully we can find out more on Bubba's condition. Bias Lonesome in the lead position here at Broomtonga. Binghamton, New York, the number 4, looking good, but he had some pressure from James Stewart. But look at how mushy this outside is. There was nowhere for that front tire to go, David.
Well, he was going for the same line. Ricky was already there. He just tried to get on the brakes and check up. It was too late. You know, the front end skidded into a bump and high-sided the other way. And, you know, you can't fault the kid for trying. I don't know if that was I think halfway down that hill, he probably should have laid up a little bit. And, you know, knowing that now, I'm sure he would have done it different. But, you know, Ricky's just holding up his hand like, hey, I want to race with the guy. Keep falling down.
Two veterans going at it again. The number 16 of John Dow, that Pirelli Parts Unlimited Suzuki. Ryan Hughes on that Team ECC Suzuki. They've had a race or two throughout the years, and good to see them back going at it again. And Rhino looks very aggressive. We saw what happened to him earlier, and David, you talked to him just a moment ago. It was a problem with the goggles.
He got hit on the roll-off system, and it busted it. All the film in there that they pull across. He was trying to stick a wheel in. All that film was hanging back, and he got stuck in the rear wheel, and it yanked the lens out of his goggles.
Oh.
I mean, who else could that happen to?
Ryan.
You know? So he was pretty frustrated, and here it looks like he's redeeming himself a little bit in the second moto. He's got a shot to get up in there and put together a solid moto. That's all he really cares about. I don't think he cares about the overall or any of that. Just a good ride. He's got a good one going right now.
And he's got a fighter right next to him. And John Dow, the number 16, also Nick Way, back, healthy, riding strong again. And those are 3 guys I wouldn't want to be right around. And none of those guys will back down, especially Rhino and Dowdy. But you're talking about Nick Way looking for some redemption, too. He's been a privateer this year. A lot of people thought he should have a factory ride. He just needs a start, David Bailey. And right now he's inside, the top 10 looking for more. Let's go down to Miss Erin Bates. What do you got for us, Erin?
Jeremy, it seemed like 2 guys were trying to take the same line there. Were you able to talk to Bubba before he got up and going again?
I just got the wind knocked out of him and hurt his shoulder a little bit, but he'll be all right. He's back out there right now. It just took a little bit to get back going, but a couple fenders missing, but he won't give up.
Good to see him up and going again.
Yeah, thanks.
That's a disappointed guy right there. I mean, he really likes James. They have a good relationship, and you know, I was talking to Jeremy yesterday, and he was like, I'm like, man, it's a bummer being at the races with James not there. He's like, yeah, tell me about it, you know. So it was exciting for a minute, you know. He goes for it, including jumping that on the first lap right in front of Carmichael, but you know, unfortunately it was short-lived. I still guarantee you that all these people that were here this weekend, they're going to be talking about Stewart on the way home just as much as they talk about Ricky, which is unfortunate for Ricky, but James is so damn exciting, and we can't help it.
And the smile. I mean, you see a bunch of teeth every time you see him on the podium. I mean, bling, bling.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be smiling as much this time, but maybe he might just shrug his shoulders and go, oh, well, man, I tried.
Yeah, and we saw it a lot out of Pastrana. He'd crash, pop up, go, hey, you know, I had fun out there.
At this point, really, he's got nothing to lose but just to go for wins. You know, he's not trying to protect the points thing or finish in a certain position in the championship. It's all about winning races at this point. So I understand where all that effort and chances are coming from.
What about Nick Way? You see him trying to get by John Dowd. Dowd in 6th, Way in 7th. He sets him up here. Way didn't score any points at the first 2 Nationals of the year, and he moves into 6th spot. It looks like he gets by Dowd here, does he? I mean, he scored no points, and right now he sits in 9th place. I mean, Way, throwing those 2 races, a couple of good starts. I mean, he's up there probably with Fonseca right around that 3rd, 4th spot.
Yeah, I think so, too. You know, you know, you look at Ricky and the riders, Kevin, those guys, they get the starts when they need to, and Nick needs those James. You know, he did a lap, jumped that triple again, and whipped it huge off that jump. The shot we saw after the first moto. Just sort of like a lap going, hey, everybody, I'm sorry I messed it up. And, you know, here's something to cheer for, but my shoulder hurts, I have to pack it in. Kind of don't blame him at this point.
Kevin Windham in 2nd, oh-so-familiar spot for him. The number 14 Amsoil Napster Honda. He, 2nd, just cannot move up one more position, but like we saw in the practice times and early qualifying times, where are you going to make up 4 seconds? Ricky Carmichael's that much.
You're going to have to hold it wide open through those ruts right now.
Is that what Ricky does? Is that?
Yeah,
you think that's how he makes
Ricky
up?
Ricky goes through that section faster. You know, he's just a little bit faster everywhere. When I'm watching Kevin, don't get me wrong, I love watching Kevin ride.
It's smooth.
Yeah, it's poetry. But it looks like he's riding good, but it doesn't look like he's riding fast. When he hits a berm, he gets on the power nice and easy, and when Ricky hits a berm, it's clutch and power. It looks like he's, you know, just falling down the first turn. He's coming from last, he's a little bit desperate. You know, that's the way he attacks the racetrack, and when you have that much difference, you know, that's 2 seconds a lap and more.
You're looking at Ernesto Fonseca. He currently sits in 3rd, and he may stay that way for the overall. It's out for Ricky Carmichael. Number 4 is going for 25 overall 250 motocross victories in a row. I'm going to look at it a different way. He's going for, he's 1/4 there at 100 victories in a row, David Bailey. That's the pace he's on right now. He'll have 100.
You know, Ricky's, let me just start this by saying, Ricky's doing his job, not doing anything wrong. Okay? I mean, you can't blame the guy for trying to win races and all that, but I'm over it, okay? As soon as James went down, I just kind of wanted to leave, Bobby. I was like, I don't want to leave you here by yourself, and the fans are the same way. It's still fun to watch Ricky race. I mean, I got to see Michael Jordan play basketball 5 times. I don't remember if they won all those games. I don't think they did. It didn't matter. I got to see Michael play. That's what it's like when you get to see James ride, or Kevin on a big day, or Ricky pretty much every week. But still, you know, the racing is what makes the sport. There isn't any. And it's just a shame. He wants competition, but
me as a fan, when I see him go out there and give it 2 good laps, it is that much faster. That makes my day. I could not imagine somebody going that fast over that terrain, because us mere mortals, I mean, you were the king, but us mere mortals could never fathom going that fast as he does.
Well, if you've ever been in the passenger side of the car where somebody's driving really fast, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. If they could somehow put you on this bike with Ricky and have him do that lap.
I wouldn't do it.
Oh, man, he needs some toilet paper.
Yes, it's not happening.
It's amazing, you know. He's trying to just, you know, acknowledge the fans and put on a show, but, you know, it's kind of late, you know. I mean, they really want to see a battle, and like I said, he's not doing anything wrong. He's doing his job. He's just that good, and with the money these guys get paid these days, Now I'm hearing that Kevin signed another contract, and it's for a lot more. A lot. So why should he go wide open through those ruts if he's getting paid that much? I think, you know, in some cases, the money that's coming to the sport, as it should, in some cases it's making the guys that don't want to take the chances Ricky's taking go, well, you know what, I'm already making a lot of money. Why should I do all this stuff? He even jumps this triple that no one was doing except for James.
But it'll happen, though, Dave. Somebody will step up. We've seen James Stewart not back down. Kevin, if he gets in that mode and he gets right in his head and he thinks he can win each time he goes out there, Kevin could give him a run for his money. We've seen it in Supercross, but
I think the only guy, Robbie, that can really affect Ricky and take him out of his game is James. And after that, it's just going to be Ricky going, I've done enough. Be like Lance, 7 tours is enough.
Enough is enough. Ricky Carmichael wins again, 25 overalls. Look at that. Today's results, no question. Ricky comes down from there. Look at the laps led. There's only 2 guys down in Fonseca. That 4 guys, the majority. Look at Ricky Carmichael. That is an unbelievable percentage.
It's not healthy for the outdoor nationals, but you know, like I said, you can't fault Ricky for going out there and doing his job. I just wish somebody else would step it up. And now we just need James to grow up another season and have a little bit more experience and pick his moments a little bit better. Here it is again.
History's being made.
Kind of, you know, he had to square that berm a little bit. Ricky countered it perfect and just crossed over his rear tire with momentum to make the pass. And here they go for the drag race down the hill. You don't want to be in the passenger side for the speed they're attacking this hill through all these ruts. Ricky has the best line. James is trying to do something. Oh, well, it's too late. Gets on the front brake and tucks. And that was the end of it.
On the highlight was a low light for James Stewart. The Suzuki results. Carmichael win up. Fonseca does finish in 3rd spot for this moto.
He's doing this for the heck of it on a bike he's never ridden with pump gas and finishes 5th.
Down to the podium.
Well, a weekend off coming up and only 4 more motos till we wrap this season up. Kevin, what else can be done to give you that much extra?
I don't know. I've been searching, you know, and I kind of don't have the answer right now, but I can't hang my head. You know, second's really, really good. And, you know, I'm happy to be here.
As we take a look at the overall results, Ernesto Fonseca, 8-3 for 3rd overall. That's very important because David Billiman, if he would have passed Berner, he would have moved up, but it looks like we may have a tie for 3rd overall in the championship.
And we've only got 2 races left right now. You put yourself in 3rd place overall ahead of Billiman. What does that mean to you, and how important is it to you hold on to that position?
Yeah, we're tied for points, and you know, David's a great rider. I'm going to have to work hard to beat him, you know, the next 2 races, and it's going to be a tough battle to the end.
Another mention was Robbie Raynard in there. Great finish by the privateer.
Yeah, I believe top privateer. And, he did that with Armstrong. That's the best I can tell. That's amazing. You know, I wish he'd have been riding this class all year long.
Let's go down to Ricky.
Well, it's been 6 weeks since we've been back here in New York, and 6 weeks since we've seen a battle like that in the 250 class. Ricky, once again, you and Bubba collided. What actually took place?
You know, I don't know. He got the whole shot and followed him for a couple laps and put a nice pass on him in the back. Kind of just went through the inside and coming down that hill, I think he just tried to go down it really fast and try to get by me. And you know, that thing was rough, so I was taking it easy. And I guess he thought he could get by me, and I heard him. But he came alongside of me, and then I seen him next to me, and he just lost it. You know, that was pretty dangerous place to go fast, just because it's, you know, I kind of had the main line, and you know, it's going to be tough just because it's so rough. But I hate to see that. I wanted to race him heads up the whole moto, but I'm just glad that I was in front.
I know everybody here was behind you, especially the promoters. I think he was definitely optimistic. I don't know if you noticed or not, but your plaque had already been inscribed, Ricky Carmichael, 1st place. It wasn't even a sticker.
All right, that's awesome. I guess he's got faith in me. The streak goes on here at Broome, and you know, the promoters do a great job here. They did good. The track was really good the 2nd moto it came to, and it's a great day for racing, so I'm happy.
Once again, a flawless job. Great job.
Thanks a lot.
That's messed up, David Bailey. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that.
Well, he's earned it. You might as well just mail him the trophies for the next 2 rounds, too, if he does anything like he did today and all year long.
Nice shot of you in the Davy Crockett hat there. This has been a presentation of OLN for David Bailey and Aaron Bates. I'm Robbie Floyd, and we'll see you next time.